the question that we've been asked is what is Scratchpad feature and how I can use it. It's like a tickler system. Like, if you click on this small icon, the black button here, we bring up this small thing called the Scratchpad. So you can click on Scratchpad. It allows you to add daily dockets. So you can just say, hey, I just had a telephone conversation at 7 p.m. today, and it was for point 3. Like, you could just add it. Now you don't have to take an action. You can just close and leave it like that. At the end of the day, you could just come back and take an action. You can just say, yeah, you know what, I want to add it as a new docket. It'll ask you who do you want to add. You can say for Adam Brown, and Adam Brown has several matters, and you can just say, hey, for this Adam versus M, I just want to add this telephone conversation that I had at 7 o'clock, and you could just immediately add it. So Scratchpad feature can be used for several things. Let's say you're doing some legal research, right? What you could do is you could just add a couple of rows, right? And when you're doing the research, let's say the time is now, we're going to assume that it's about 11 a.m., right? And you just started your legal research. So what you can do is you can just start your timer and then leave it here and then go to Google and start your legal research, right? Like, you could be spending a lot of time in Google, and when you're finished, you could just come back here, pause this, and just dock it. Now it automatically rounds it to the next 6-minute interval. You don't have to worry about that. Let's say you went away, had some lunch or something like that, came back, and you picked it on from here, right? Again, you could take more action. You could continue back your legal research, come back, again, dock it. Now what it'll do is it'll take the new time and the old time and add it and make it 12 minutes. Again, you could take action much later. I'll show you again, like, let's say you spent like another 30 minutes on top of the 12 minutes. You could just dock it, and it'll now become 42 minutes in your calendar. So you could do things like that with the Scratchpad. Now let's say you're doing legal research and you add your timer right when at that time a phone call comes. So you could just pause it, dock it. So that's added another 6 minutes, right? Now you could start your timer for your telephone conversation. What you could do is you could just click here, and now you pick up the phone, talking to this other client, and you could continue your telephone conversation, pause, dock it, and now you can say, hey, this was actually a telephone conversation, and you can leave it like that. You can close it, and you could go to other matters and work. Now at the end of the day, what you can do is you can come back again to the Scratchpad and say, hey, this legal research, it was for, now this time we will not go with Adam Brown. Let's say both of them was for Alex Bunny Rabbit. So you could just choose Alex Bunny Rabbit. It'll automatically pick the matter, and you could save it, right? Now that completes the legal research for him. Now maybe the telephone conversation was for Alex Bunny Rabbit too. So you could just take an action and put an add event. It'll automatically bring back the last client to whom you actually docketed, and you could just hit the save button, and it would immediately go ahead and save it for him. Now there are also other features, like for example, let's say you added a row, you added telephone conversation, or let's say 24 minutes, and then you added another telephone conversation for 30 minutes. Now what you could do is you could basically say, hey, you know what, this one is wrong, and you could just delete it and just leave this guy and come back to it and take action later. Let's say you made a mistake. You just say, hey, you know what, this is already imported. Now it doesn't allow you to touch it anymore. You closed and you went away. After a few minutes, you came back and said, hey, well, I made a mistake there. Let me correct that. So you can go back, unlock that, right? And then now take an action and say, hey, no, it is again another event for Alex Bunny. Now you still have the choice to edit things here too. You can say, hey, it was not at 7 p.m. It was more like about 2 p.m. and you still have a choice. I mean, like it's going to put 6 minutes there, but because that's what it recorded, but you could say, hey, it was actually 42 minutes, and you can hit the save button. Right now, you've been working all along on this screen, so let's now go back to Alex Bunny Rabbit and actually check all the dockets that you actually put today, right? So let me go to Alex Bunny Rabbit, and if you go now to the end, you see all the 29 docket, the telephone conversation, the 2 o'clock telephone conversation, the legal research, they all got added here. So right sitting in the calendar window, by clicking on this small black button, you could use the Scratchpad or a tickler system to continue to maintain your ticklers. Now at some point, you want to start fresh, you can just clear everything. You can just say, hey, it gives you obviously 2 options, like just in case, you can just say, hey, do nothing, or you can actually say, hey, you know what, I want to start fresh, and it gives you a fresh start. So you can add a lot of rows. You can say, I want to add about 3 rows, right? Like it adds that, and then you can work your way. It's like a spreadsheet software just maintained within uLaw, so that you could come back later and take full advantage of the timer, take full advantage of the lock and delete. So just use this as a very simple Scratchpad, so that you can maintain your daily dockets in this. Now, one care that you need to take is this one is in browser memory. It's not stored in the database yet, right? So if you put a lot of stuff here, now as long as you're in uLaw, right, like this will stay. You could actually go to Google, do some stuff, anything, and then you come back to uLaw, and then you just go back to your Scratchpad. It's still going to be there. But for some reason, if you signed out, right, or your computer crashed or something like that, and you came back, this will be not there. So it is stored in browser memory. So remember that. So the earlier you take action, the better it is, right? But in the end of the day, this is like an Excel spreadsheet kind of system that we're giving it to you, so that you can temporarily park dockets and then come back to them at a later time. Hope you enjoyed our new Scratchpad and daily docket feature. This was conceived by feedback from you guys, so thank you for that. And if you have any further feedback